Welcome to the e-learning modules for occupational health, environment and safety. Let us learn about physical safety today. After completing this lesson, you will be able to explain what are physical hazards, identify different physical hazards in a workplace, explain safety measures employed to avoid physical hazards. What is a physical hazard? A physical hazard is any situation or condition that may threaten physical safety in a work environment. Physical hazards can lead to injuries to people. Physical hazards can be broadly classified into two types: physical contact and physical energy. Physical contact include hazards like slips, trips, and confined places, and forms of physical energy include noise and extreme temperature. Let us learn more about each of them. Now let us understand the various physical contact hazards seen in most workplaces. We will start with a scenario. The support team in an information technology company is working to rectify some problems with the power and internet cables. The team forgets to put up warning signs to notify others about the repair work. Ravi, who works in the company, walks past the support team towards his cubicle. He trips over a stray wire and falls. Ravi is quickly helped onto his feet and his injuries are attended to. Ravi faced a physical contact hazard. Tripping is one of the many physical hazards that people face in a workplace. Companies should identify these hazards and implement safety measures to protect their employees. Let's see the various physical contact hazards and the safety measures used to avoid them. Let us start with slips. We slip and fall when we lose grip on the ground surface and lose our balance. Now let us see the various causes of slips, the risks involved, and the safety measures to prevent them. Click on each tab to learn more. What can cause slips? Slips can happen anywhere, but the most likely spots or causes for people to slip in a work environment are stairs, wet floors, and loose carpets or doormats. Risks of slips. Most often, people will recover quickly after slipping. However, in many cases it may cause back injuries, muscle strains, cuts, or fractures. Rarely serious injuries may occur depending on the force of the fall. Now, let us look at some safety measures that can be adopted to prevent slips in workplaces. Prevent access to risk areas, for example, cordoning off wet floors areas while cleaning is in progress, and use hazard signs to warn people. Periodically inspect and maintain office carpets and doormats. Plan for a slip-resistant surface. Implement good housekeeping practices including cleaning up spills quickly. Another physical contact hazard is tripping. A trip happens when a moving person's leg hits an obstacle in the path and he or she falls forward, face first. Now let us see the various causes of tripping, the risks involved, and the safety measures to prevent them. Click on each tab to learn more. What can cause a person to trip? A person can trip due to various reasons. The important common reasons are loose extension cords and phone and computer wires. A person's legs may get entangled in the cords and wires leading to a fall. Uneven floor surfaces make a person lose balance and fall. Glass doors, they are not easily seen and may lead to serious injuries. Trips may cause head and face injuries, muscle strains, cuts or fractures, etc. Now, let us look at the safety measures to prevent trips in workplaces. Use hazard signs to warn people of trip hazards, improve lighting, eliminate sudden changes in walking surface heights, ensure loose cords are not present on walking and working surfaces. Now, let us know how confined spaces can be a physical hazard. A work area which is enclosed completely or partially is called a confined space. Confined spaces have the following characteristics. They may have limited and small openings for entry and exit. They are not designed for people to stay for a long time. They may have potentially dangerous atmospheres and may lack oxygen or may contain toxic chemicals. Now, let us look at the physical energy hazards seen in workplaces. The hazards are working in extremely noisy atmosphere and working in extreme temperature. Let us learn more about each of these hazards. Let us start with a scenario. Suresh works in a powerloom factory. The temperature in his work area is 39 degrees Celsius. Suresh was working in the hot environment for more than an hour without taking a break. As he was working, he was sweating profusely. Suddenly, he fainted. His colleagues rushed to his aid and shifted him to the rest area for medical assistance. Noise, that is, a loud or unpleasant sound, is a physical energy hazard. Noise can be hazardous to a person's hearing if it is very loud or if there is prolonged exposure. Now, let us see how much noise is too much, the risks of extreme noise and the safety measures to prevent it. Click on each tab to learn more. Noise is everywhere. In industries, it is produced by vibrating machines. Noise becomes a hazard when its volume goes beyond a tolerable level and when a person is exposed to it for a long duration. Certain noises may be simply annoying, but extreme noises affect hearing. Noise or sound is expressed in units called decibels or dB. Normal conversations are at 60 decibel. Any sound over 120 decibel is considered extreme noise. Risk of extreme noise. There are several health risks depending on noise level. The health risks caused due to exposure to extreme noise are sudden hearing loss after exposure to a very loud noise, ringing sound in the ears, temporary hearing loss from exposure to noise exceeding prescribed limits. The hearing loss disappears after staying for a few hours in a quiet place. Permanent hearing loss after exposure to extreme noise for several months. Safety measures. Now let us look at the safety measures to avoid excessive noise in workplaces. Use hazard signs to warn employees. Insulate employee sections from noise-producing machines. Use the correct hearing protection. Install noise-absorbing devices to the machines if possible. Use alternate quieter machines if available. Conduct periodic hearing tests for employees working in high noise areas. Another physical energy hazard is extreme temperatures. Employees working in extreme heat or cold conditions must be able to do so without a risk to their health and safety. Extreme hot working conditions are seen in commercial kitchens, laundries, and refineries, etc. Extreme cold working conditions are seen in refrigeration units, ice factories, laboratories, etc. Now let us learn about stress caused by working in extreme temperatures, known as heat stress and cold stress, the risks involved, and the safety measures to prevent them. Click on each tab to learn more. The core body temperature increases when working in a hot environment. To keep cool, the body sweats. If excessive loss of liquid in the form of sweat is not replaced, the person becomes dehydrated. The body then loses its ability to control its core temperature and serious health problems can result. Heat stress can be of two types. Non-life-threatening, this includes dehydration and heat exhaustion. Life-threatening, this includes heat stroke. The human body functions most efficiently within a narrow temperature range. At 2 degrees Celsius below the body's normal temperature of 37 degrees Celsius, additional stress is placed on the body to regulate its temperature. The body reacts in two ways: limiting blood flow. Warm blood from different parts of the body is sent to the body core to maintain the temperature of vital organs. Shivering. This activity temporarily increases the body temperature. Cold stress also leads to decrease in body fluids and makes the body susceptible to cold injuries like hypothermia. There are several health risks related to heat stress. The risks are heat rash, prickly heat, heat cramps, fainting, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke. The risks related to cold stress are reduced agility of hands and feet, inability to feel heat, cold, and pain, hypothermia, reduced decision-making capability. Now let us look at the safety measures to avoid heat and cold stress. The measures to avoid heat stress are: drink lot of water, for example 1 cup every 20 minutes, even if you do not feel thirsty. Wear loose-fitting, light-colored clothes. Take frequent rests in shaded areas. If possible, do not overexert. Try and get used to the hot weather. The employers must do the following to help their employees working in extreme heat conditions: increase air movement using fans, install air conditioners to decrease air temperature, provide continuous supply of cool drinking water. Let's look at the measures to prevent cold stress. Wear warm clothes, drink warm liquids at regular intervals, move immediately to a warm shelter if excessive shivering starts. The employers must do the following to help their employees working in extreme cold conditions: provide personal protective equipment for protection from cold, provide a warm area where workers can take rest breaks and warm up. Now let us summarize. Physical hazards are a part and parcel of every workplace. Employees need to be aware of surroundings and read the signs to avoid the hazards. Employers should ensure to limit the hazards in the workplace by taking the necessary safety measures.